I watched a debate. There's apologists who have a trademark of saying we don't collect tithe. I think it's a trademark, because if you don't collect tithe, why do you collect all the other types of offerings? Probably you should go work, use your own money to pay all the ministry bills and serve God. That's also acceptable. Instead of acting like I don't collect tithe, yet you collect all other offerings, etc. But there's one argument which I found very, very interesting. The argument was, not all of us have time for those debates, because some of them are really, the arguments are laughable. Somebody made a comment and said, you see, tithe, there was no money back then. How did you give God the tithe in money? Jawali was saying, I said, wait a minute. Exodus 22, verse 25. The Lord was giving guidance on how to treat each other, especially when you borrow or lend money. 22:25, the book of Exodus. If you lend to anyone money of my people who is poor, the Lord is talking of money, giving a guidance on lending and borrowing of money. So how then can you say there was no money during the days of the Mosaic law? Because we are in Exodus here, in the days of Moses. When you go backwards, 22 verse 17, the book of Exodus, the very book, the Bible is talking about giving guidance on dowry paid for a slave damsel, in case the master picks interest or something. There was a guidance on dowry. In verse 17, the Lord is saying, if her father utterly refused to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of the virgins. This is money in the scriptures. The Bible was saying, what exactly are we talking about? When you even look back in chapter 21, the same book of Exodus, around verse 30, it's talking about a bull and an ox that goes a neighbor, or that goes another ox. The Lord is giving guidance of restitution and refund. He's talking about in verse 30, if there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. Money. And by the way, before I give another, let me give another scripture and close it. Verse 34. The owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. Here God is giving guidance on if a neighbor digs a pit and then your bull or cow falls in, how much should the neighbor give you? Should pay you in recompense or in compensation? Money. So you look at debates and you wonder. So maybe the point of saying, that's not what God wanted, because I can prove to you with so many scriptures that there was money in the days of Moses, the days of the Mosaic law. We don't read scriptures enough. We only pick on doctrines and run. And that's why we're having a generation challenge, doctrinal. By the way, what is money? Basic economics. Money is simply a medium of exchange. In the days of slave trade, there used to be cowrie shells, which used to be got from under the ocean. That was money. They improved what they used to call Indian rupees. That was money, brother. Money is simply a medium of exchange. Even today, not every value that the bank puts on your account is in money terms. When you go to the Federal Reserve in the US, you go to other parts like the Swiss bank, they value your savings not in terms of how many notes of money you have, but in terms of gold reserves that back up the equivalent of money. So it goes back to the basic definition of economics, that money is simply a medium of exchange. So if you say, when somebody says, I'm giving God a tithe in dollars, and say, it is wrong because there was no money in the days of Moses, then you are not thinking right. Because the very scriptures I have aforementioned, the Lord is talking about money in the book of Exodus. I don't have time to go to the Leviticus book, to Deuteronomy. There is money all over the place. So that argument does not hold water. Maybe you could look for other arguments when you're trying to have a trademark for a ministry, trying probably to get a little known as a unique person who does not collect tithe, and yet all the other types of offerings and etc. are being collected, and tithe is also a part of offering. So it doesn't make much of a doctrinal balanced sense. So there was money in the days of the Mosaic law, the days of Moses, in the book of Exodus, the book of Leviticus, Deuteronomy, etc. There was money.